छन्दोभ्योऽध्यवृतात् सम्बभूव समिन्द्रो मेधया शृणोतु अमृतस्य देवदारणो भूयासं शरीरं मे विचर्षणं जिह्वा मे मधुमत्तमा कर्णाभ्यां भूरि विश्रुवं ब्रह्मणकोशोऽसि मेधया पीतः श्रुतं मे गोपाय ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ मेधा देवी जुषमाना नागाः विश्वाची भद्रा सुमनस्यमाना त्वया जुष्टानुदमाना दुरुक्ताः बृहद्वदेव विदते सुवीराः त्वया जुष्टऋषद्भवति देवी त्वया ब्रह्मा गतश्रीऋतत्रया त्वया जुष्टश्चित्रं विन्दते वसुसानो जुषस्वद्रविनोदमेति मेधामैन्द्रो ददातु मेधां देवी सरस्वती मेधा मे अश्विना भुभावा दत्ता पुष्करस्रजा अप्सरासु चयां मेधा गन्धर्वेषु शयन्मनः दैवी मेधा सरस्वती सा मेधा सुरभिर्षतागः स्वाहा आमा मेधा सुरभिर्विश्वरूपा हिरण्यवर्णा जगति जगम्या पूर्णस्वती वयसा पिन्वमाना सा मेधा सुप्रतीकाजुषन्ताम् मयि मेधा मयि प्रजा मयि यज्ञस्तेजो ददातु मयि मेधा मयि प्रजा मयि इन्द्र इन्द्रियं ददातु मयि मेधा मयि प्रजा मयि सूर्यो प्राजो ददातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ वक्रतुण्डमहाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभा निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा ॐ सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा ॐ गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः. So, Siewnarine everyone. I'd like to formally welcome you all to this morning's Sunday morning katha, Sunday morning satsang. Jai 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 the authority of the Vedas. So Shruti, that's the highest form of scriptures in our Hindu culture. They are known as Vedas. And we take them as the supreme authority in any and everything we do. The reason for that is because the Vedas are what we call apaurushaya, meaning that it is not man affected. Purush is man, and when you change it a little bit, you get apaurushaya. Means that there's no man-made influence on the Vedas. And because of that, we take it to be the perfect form of scripture. And after Shruti comes something called Smriti, which are things like the Bhagavad Gita, the Brahma Sutras. Those things are second in line in our scriptures. Then we have something called Puranas, which you all know about, Garuda Puran, Shiv Puran, Vishnu Puran, the Mahabhagavatam. And then finally, there's something called Itihas, or the historical form of scriptures, namely the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, or as we know it, Ramcharitamanas, that is the text we use. So, Itihas and Puranas, they come in form of stories, they come in form of kathas, they come in form of leelas, or play that the Lord undergoes on this earth. And whereas the stories are nice to hear, you go around, we see these stories enacted. The more important thing is what lies behind those stories. So again, if the Ramayana were to be removed from the world, but the essence of the Ramayana would be there, and Hinduism would be very comfortably placed in this world. And Swami Prakash, you can describe the Ramayana as a coconut. Meaning that every part of the coconut you can use, whether it be the outside, which is the most gross part, which is like the stories on the coconut. And you shave down, you go to the copra, and then you go to the jelly, and you go to the water. And to us, the water is the best part. That's all we really know about coconut, water. So the water, or that essence of Ramayana, is what we will be focusing on today. So Ramayana provides the food for nurturing one's personality. It helps cultivate one's intellect, it helps one's devotion, it helps everything. This is the so-called Ramcharitamanas, or this Ramayana. So, what I'm going to do today in this Ramayana, that I'm going to take two separate parts. Two little short stories in Aranyakan, or the forest chapter. Aranyaka's forest. And we're going to compare them. But they're going to seem completely unconnected. But we're going to compare them. And I'm going to try and pull from other scriptures to emphasize the point. So we join in some chaupas here written by Sri Tulsidas Sri in the Ramayana. So, any of you all ever heard the name Giant before? Giant. So this two child boys here, they talk about this Devata, this god named Giant. So if you watch the first line here, Surapati Sutadhari Vayasa Besha. Surapati. Sura means gods, and Pati means the Lord. So Surapati means the Lord of Lords, who is Indra Devata. Sutadhari Vayasa Besha. So this line talks about his son, Vayasa Besha. Vayas means a bird of some sort. And Besha comes in with Vesh, which means clothes. So this line is saying that this son of Indra, he took the clothes of a bird, he took the form of a bird. Now Vayasa is the Iranian crew, and we don't have any crews in Trinidad, so let me just say cool or something like that. Right? So this son of Indra, his name is Giant, and for like 2 dollars into Iranian, Tuesday actually doesn't write Giant, doesn't write his name. He says Sutapati Putra or some other word to describe it, and the reason for that I'll tell you later. Then Satchahat Raghupati Baladeka. Satchahat Raghupati Baladeka. Raghupati Baladeka. He wanted to see Deka, the strength of Raghupati or Shri Ram. So this Chrono, he wanted to test Shri Ram's strength. So I think you all can see what this is doing. Then Jimmy Pipilika Sagarata. Sagar is ocean. So this line says that this thing we're gonna do is a real foolish thing. It's like an ant trying to see how deep the ocean is. Then Mahamandamati Pavanacha. Mahamandamati means this man have a PhD in foolishness, in dotishness. That's what them 2 lines mean. Mati says you will put knowledge. Mandamati means one with clouded knowledge, one who doesn't see properly. And Mahamandamati means somebody who is greatly deluded, So, as we would say, you have sugar. So it's how Tusidas describes it, palm on a jar. So he gives a qualification here of somebody with a PhD in foolishness. As we go down now, Sita Charana Chochahati Bhaga. Sita Charana, Sita is Sri Ram's wife. Before I go this line, before the previous stories, what happened is that they were on this big rock, Sita and Ram, and Ram was resting on Sita's lap. And Ram was sleeping. So Sita Charana Chochahati Bhaga. So this bird come by Sita's charana, Sita's feet, and pecked her too. And it started to bleed. So again, Mura Mandamati Karana Kaga. If you have anything higher than a PhD in foolishness, is this. Mura is not good for food. And Mandamati, we just described that. Deluded one. So again, he emphasizes the foolishness of this crew. That Chala Gunaya Jana and Sri Ram Sika Dhanushasaya Kasandana. So eventually, when the Sita didn't watch, she didn't do anything. And Ram was there sleeping, Sita began and pain, and her blood started to flow. And then with that fluid, it touched Sri Ram. And when he felt that warm sensation of blood, he got up and he looked around and saw that she was bleeding. And without a word, he didn't ask anything, he saw the bird flying away because he get frightened now, because he see blood. Sri Ram just pulled out a piece of grass, chant a mantra, and chucked it at the crew. So, now, that is the answer for a very long time. So, the story went on is that this bird, when he realized his life was in danger, he flew all over to all the locals, Brahmalo, Pitlilo, Swadaga. He went even to the lower region, everywhere in the seek refuge. But this grass arrow wasn't leaving for nothing. Right? So he went to his father, Indra, and he said, well, he fall on, he's like, Pitaji, so is the case, and this arrow is going to kill me, what to do? Indra said, look here, boy, you do this, shoot this, get out here. So after hours and hours of flying, he met Nara, and he told Nara his predicament. So Nara said, so go back by Sri Ram and offer your apologies and he will forgive you. Because who is more forgiving than this Lord, than this Sri Ram? So eventually he went back and he begged Sri Ram for forgiveness. So Sri Ram said, no problem. That's the second after the second Lola. But he said, I already released this arrow. What to do with it? He said, here. Sri Ram said, here. I'll take one of your eye, dig it out. Right? So he took one of Giant's eye as punishment for what he did. So then they have one-eyed giant. One-eyed giant. So the reason, so I'll be giving subtle messages along the way, and the Maha message at the end. So the reason why Tulsidas mentions giant so later on, like maybe third or fourth Duhas, his actual name, only when Giant had surrendered to the Lord, then Tulsidas wrote, well, Giant surrendered to the Lord. Only then, because he said that this man so foolish, I am going to waste time and write this man named Ramayana. If, as soon as you turn your back to Bhagavan, as soon as you do that, as he did the action with Sita, and he flew away, what happened to Giant? He became warrior, he became frightened, he went all over looking for peace and happiness. So that's the first message. As soon as a person turns their back to Bhagavan, it brings rise to agitations, stress, disappointment. You cannot find one moment of peace, sorrow, all sorts of things come. And when he surrendered to Bhagavan, when he came 100% willing to accept the Lord's grace, what happened? The arrow went away, you get a small punishment, that is this karma coming back and action reaction, that is the principle there. And he was saved. So that there is the full story. So, Sita Paramaruchana Brigadeka. Briga is a deer, and Deka means the sea. So, we all know this Katha. This is where Ravana approached Marish and asked him to take the form of the golden deer so that Ravana can kidnap Sita and make her his own. So, Sita Paramaruchana Brigadeka. She saw this deer. This golden deer. Anga sumano haravesha. So again this pesha word comes up. Vesh from vesh means clothes. Sumano hara. You almost know that. Sumano means beautiful, lustrous, wonderful looking. And anga means limb. So anga sumano haravesha. Every limb of this thing was so beautiful. It was so golden. It was so wanting. Sitaji wanted this deer. Sunahu Deva Lubira Kripala. So this line is very called a sweet talking line, basically. Here, Sitaji was offering the best sweet talk to Shri Ram. Why? Because she wanted something. So Sunahu Deva, listen, God. So she refers to Shri Ram as God. Sunahu Deva Raghubira, Raghuvir, the hero of the Raghu dynasty, Kripala, that ocean or that vast amount of compassion. So I have my idea. Please go and get that deer for me. Please go and get that deer for me. Satsangh Prabhupada Karyehi Anamucharam. Satsangh Prabhupada Karyehi Anamucharam Hativayehi Tabanagupati Janata Savakara Pute Harashi Surakaj Savaran. So she's saying, this deer has most wonderful skin. Please go and get it for me. So then, here the final who likes Tulsidas, he writes. He says Sri Ram got up, picked up this bow, picked up his arrow, and went to accomplish the objective of the gods. What? See, I said if I there and I'm going to Tulsidas, he writes here, I'm going to Sri Ram going to do the object, fulfill the objective of the gods. Well, what going on there? Tulsidas, they had he pension on gods. Are you right? So, what happened is that, so now, Tulsidas was a brilliant fellow, brilliant. He took everything in this Bhagavad Gita, and he put it in Ramayana. Places you will see word for word references from this Gita into this Ramayana. So, if we go, so we're going to tackle Sita's desire for this day. And so, if we go to chapter 2, verse 62, Shri Krishna says, Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsaha Sangasteshu Vajayate Sangat Samjayate Kamaha Kamat Krodho Vijayate. So, Dhyayato, that because of Sanskrit rule, it comes from the word Dhyayataha, which is a participle. You all know the word Dhyan before, or Dhyanam, something like that, means meditation. So Dhyayataha means that one meditating, or that one dwelling. Vishaya means objects of the world. And Pumsa means man, of the man. So a man dwelling on objects of the world. Sangha Steshu Pajayate. Sangha is attachment. Teshu, that is a conjugation of he in Sanskrit, so it means in them. And Upajayate comes from the root, I think, jan, which means to be born. So attachments in those objects are born. Sangha Sanjayate Kama. From that attachment, that is fifth case, from that attachment, Sanjayate, again that Jayate will come back, Kama. From that attachment, desire is born. And Kama Krodho Vijayate. Kama, from that desire, anger comes. And then the next verse he gives the rest. And it's popularly known as verses 62, 63, chapter 2, as the ladder of 4 for a human being. It's commonly known as Data Gita. So, what does that mean? Taking of objects, one develops attachment. From an attachment, one gets desires. From that desire, one gets angry. Right? Now, you have to look at this at a technical point of view. Now, nothing is wrong with desires. You know, the four main Mahapurusharthas of Hinduism is Kama, Artha, Dharma, and Moksha. You all know that. You all heard that before. So nothing is wrong with Kama, and nothing is wrong with Artha. But what is wrong is our mindset, our intent, our reason behind that. I mean, you can't expect to move in 2 hours and get 8 hours pay. That is not dharmic, right? And we see the repercussions like you're not getting this life, but you're sure to get more coming. And what Swami was telling us is that you see on one side of the world, rich, prosperous, and the next side of the world, you will get like 5 cents an hour, child labor, right? And where that come from? You have all the United Nations and all that trying to help these child laborers and whatnot. But it's good, and we will practice, but how far is that going to go? Because the reason for that is what we do today. Attachment. Attachment is a serious thing, because you have gross forms of attachment and you have subtle forms of attachment. See, a subtle form of attachment here is that there are these 2 sannyasis, these 2, like say, swamis there. And their kind of study was that they would not get involved with any, they don't want to interact with any woman whatsoever. So these 2 sannyasis were walking along the banks of a river, and this woman was drowning. She was about to drown. So she was splashing up in the water and whatnot. So one sannyasi got taken, he jumped in, picked her up, pulled up to the river, and then left her there, made sure she was alright, and then he went back with the other swami, and they went along the way. So whole journey now they're going back to the ashram, the temple. Whole journey the sannyasi will be telling them how you can do that, why you're disregarding teachers. About a whole 2 hours to walk tantrum now, and they met the head of charity, the head guru. He asked him, well, how did it take so long? So the second Swami jumped quick and he said, well, so this one went and he saved a woman and they're against what you teach. So the man said, well, who is one really attached here? The man who saved the woman and forget about it, or the one who dwelling on it for the past 2 hours non-stop? Who is one really attached here? So all that reflects Sitaji's attachment here. So then what happens, to clarify this last line of Tulsidas, Ram got up to serve the objective of the gods. So how can there for Sita going to tie up with fulfilling the objects of the god, fulfilling the objective of the gods? And somewhere in Balkan, Swamiji had quoted that Tulsidas wrote, not even Bhagwan, not even God, could fulfill the desires of one man on this earth. Well, that's a heavy saying. And that's a real heavy kind of saying to me. Because the human being is such that they always want, they always feel the need for more. And nothing is wrong. Like I was saying, with calm and auditor, once you apply the Dharmati desires and your money gaining ability, is all fine and well. But when Dharma is applied, when you just want attachment for your own selfish desires, that is when trouble is start. So Ram went to fulfill, not to fulfill Sita's desires, but to do the objective of the gods. He just went to continue the Leela play. So not that he disregarded Sita, but at that moment, that desire for fulfilling that came in Sita's mind, he did not fulfill. And we'll continue that later on. And after all that happened, Sita went, she got kidnapped and she went to Lanka. And where she was placed, you all know the place, but all in the little garden area in Lanka. Right, Ashok. Now, that is a real ironic thing to put Sita on her head. Why? Because Shoka in Sanskrit means sadness or sorrow. And Ashok means the opposite. When you have in front of the words, normally they tend to be the antonym or the opposite of that. So Ashok means happiness, bliss. But yet you took Sita, who is now sad because she's been kidnapped and she doesn't have Ram or Lakshman, and you put her in the middle of happiness. Wow, we can see that way. So it kind of confusing here. But what that means is that on the, if you say from a Vedantic point of view, our nature is what we call Satchit Ananda. We are nothing but that, we are nothing other than that. Sat is the truth, Chit is that consciousness, and Ananda is bliss. So because we take on that we are this body and we live in this world and this world is real, we become captured in this world, and because of that, we experience likes, dislikes, raga, dvesh, and because we have likes, we have dislikes. We're going to have happiness, we're going to have sadness, we're going to have joy, we're going to have anger. From the time we're going to be swayed by the world. So it's like we take Sita, who is all of us, like such an Ananda, putting her in a show which is the world, and making her think that she's really sad when she's really that ultimate form of bliss. So then, again, going back to Gita. So what we learned so far is that until you back to God, only agitation, stress, and disappointments will come. And the second thing is, not even God could fulfill all the desires of one human being in this world. The 4 types of people who pray, mention them: Atma, Advati, Jinyasa, Jnana. One who prays because they are sick, one because they want wealth or house or some comfort in life. One who wants knowledge, education, one who just prays because thank you God for everything. So, continue that second kata we had with Sita. Her attachment, again, is symbolic of 2 things. The types of people who pray in the world and the types of attachments we create in this world. And there are three main ones. There are 3 main ones. The first one is called location. The second one is called Vidyeshana. And the last one is called Putreshana. In Hindi, Kirti, Kanchani, and Harmony, KKK, KQ. Right? So Kirti or location is that one for name and fame. Some position in life because of selfishness, right? Nothing is wrong in working and achieving life, but because of one's selfishness, lots of bad things can happen. So like that is why we working in a business for 30 years. And finally he get a CEO. Right? So he went in the big glass window overlooking the city, and then he did his big black chair and the spin around. You know the movies and the spin around and watch it dramatically, that kind of chair. So he had all those chairs. No, I don't know what you know. The secretary said, well listen, a man come to see him. He said, what to? So he didn't know what to do. So he pick up the phone and play like a talking to somebody. So the man come and he sit down and he waited. So the man said, yeah, I'll be in this place next week Tuesday, and then I'll fly over here for the week Thursday, and I have a meeting to go to. And he began talking well. So after 10 minutes, he put on the phone and he said, yes, what can I help you? He said, well, sir, I'm a new phone company. I came to connect your line. Right? So people get this power, all this thing get in their head, right? So the first type of attachment to desire, location of kirti. The second one is vindication of kancha, wealth, gold, money. And we know people go to all kind of means to get wealth. It's a typical syndrome nowadays. As soon as the head person family die, you fight for land, you fight for money, or you fight for every cent. That's our reality. And then the last one, harmony or putration, is that desire for the opposite gender. Right? So, and we know that boys and girls, this desire to have that comfort or that solace in their life. Right? They put all their comfort to somebody else. But you know that there's a whole structure based on personal and whatnot, right? But they can't let it overpower you. And out of those three, KT can. So no, the actually strongest is that location, or that one for name and fame. And it doesn't stress the name and fame, it stresses that feeling that people must acknowledge you. You know, Swami Siewnarine once said that if you can't have your own company, don't inflict it on other people. That's what he said. Right? If you can't keep your own company, do not inflict it on other people. Because people feel like they need a want to feel love and be acknowledged. Because it's relative, like you can see that whole temple, that whole concrete piece as a below there. And nobody can tell you anything. What do you think? If you have a bar, right? Because the big piece of wood and hold on not the lights there. So then when you look, you can stand in the room and just stand over the other events. And that's why you ask them what happened. And then they say, nothing, I just finished work here. And they'll be like, hey, you see one whole thing? Well done. Then you go feel happy. Right? So that one for name and fame is strongest of the all of them. And that again, so this simple thing that seekers want for that day represents the type of person in the world, and that's how much the 3 types of major attachments in the world. So now for the Maha message. Yeah, how do I make it long enough, right? So the first category, you remember giant, right? Now, in that case, Sita got the message. So in that first case, Sita didn't ask for anything. Right? And then in the second instance, you see there, and she asks with same speed. What other no, think about it. Every round up, take a piece of grass and grass around them, and say a prayer and shoot behind that group. You feel you cannot do that for the same day? Really, you feel you can be one extra grass at this time? Kill the devils and get the devils down. But that is not the message. What happened is that in that second instance, her focus changed. Whereas in the first instance, she was making sure Ram was sleeping peacefully, which means that her mind was fully focused on God. And the second instance, Ram, you're not there. Right? That's what happened. So her focus shifted from God, from that superior, infinite thing, to something finite. And you think in this whole world, something finite will give you infinite happiness. After 10 years, you can't get old. After 10 minutes, you don't score your hungry again. After you pass the exam, you have the next one coming down the road. Right? So that is a simple message that Sita, she chose the finite there over the thing. And in the end, over Shira, and in the end, the Ram getting there. The Ram getting there back to Sita. No. And that again symbolizes that not even God could fulfill all the desires of As soon as your attention shifts from God to Him, then the whole influx and the whole vibe of you will come over you. And you get trapped in the cycle of birth and death, and you can't do anything about it. So that's why the two katanas are related. One, Sita didn't ask anything, the mind was fixed on God, and without asking, God will just fulfill everything you want, anything you want. And when Rabbis get up, he asks Sita nothing, well, the grass may anyone. The next one, that is why he said he got up to fulfill the objective that he wants. Because he knows, but one of that, he can't fulfill all desires because there's so much desire that we can have. So that is the kata for today, the story of Giant, and that's one for the day. Before Panamara speaks, I'd like to thank, first of all, Bhagwan for giving me this opportunity here to speak to you all. I'd also like to thank Swami Prakash and Energy for imparting me with this knowledge. Everything I told you all here is from his script, by his grace. Thank for an hour to come on this class and here and do this. And especially all of you coming and listening. And I hope at least something I will have said